Morning. George Heller, West 80 South Poles. Sunday morning, December 6th, no, 15th. Well, it's warmed up quite a bit since Wednesday. I think we were at 14 below zero on Wednesday or something like that. That actual temperature. That was our low. And then I think it got up to, I don't know, maybe zero that day. I don't know if it got that warm. But then Thursday was cold too. And Friday was quite a bit warmer. Got up into the 20s on Friday. And now I think it's right around 30 degrees. It still is. It's misting a little bit right now. But I don't think these animals don't care. They're just gobbling the hay down. I just unrolled a bale for them this morning. I think there's a lot of alfalfa in there and stuff. I don't know. I got a lot of variety in my hay this year. It's all good hay, just a big variety of what it is. Been enjoying having it being wrapped in plastic. I know it's a little added cost, but it makes using that piece of equipment quite a bit nicer. Don't have to deal with frozen netting, frozen hay. The wet wrap bales, they do freeze a little bit, and they do pose a little bit of a issue unrolling, but not too bad. We can walk down and take a look at some of these. There's a lamb I bought from Peter Burkle right there. That's not even a year old. She's what, like, I think 7 months old, maybe 6-7 months old. Nice big old gut on her, big old back end. Looking good. There's a calf, about 6 months old, little black calf. That's her mama right there. She's a half South Pole. All but one of these calves out here half South Pole. So here's a beaut right here. She's gonna be 2. She'll be 2 in May. Same with this one right here. You can kind of see they're sort of framed right. Then you can see this calf back here, this white bull calf back here. I'll show you how much bigger he is. So he's not even a year. He's only like probably, I think he was born in April last spring. And if you can see, he's a monster. See, he's out of a big frame bull. He's huge. And that's a calf born in May right there. That's his April calf there. But back to this one right here. She's gonna be 2 in May, and it was on the right side. No, I'll just make this bull move out of the way. This is her mom right here. Just wanna, wait, she's got another real beaut of a calf on her, nearly identical to that heifer that I just showed you. Let's see if we can find her. They're doing pretty good. Here's a steer here. He's getting a nice gut on him. He's putting some weight on. He'll be ready for processing this summer here. There's one of our breeders right there. The other one's back there. They're doing all right, I think. They're maintaining condition, and I don't think they're getting thin on me at all. I'm not sure. I don't know. Sometimes I think they're getting thin, but I look at them every day, so it's just kind of, sometimes my eyes fool me. Oh, look at that little ewe right there. Wow. That's a pretty ewe right there. Man. Some of these ewe lambs have been looking really good. Boy, she is pretty. She got that ash-colored face and brown body on her. Man, it's a good-looking lamb. Yeah. But, they're a good-looking lamb. That's another one from Peter Burkle's flock there. Oh, you heard his name. Yeah, Peter. You know Peter, don't you? Yep. You know Peter? Yep, you do. Yeah. Oh, there she is. She's on the other side of that white heifer calf. There's a nice half South Pole, half British white calf right there. That's her mom right there, standing tall behind her. Here's a 3/4 South Pole out of a half Jersey. That's her mom right behind her there. Where's this little beautiful calf here that I was trying to show you? She went over, well, she's over rubbing on that post. There's a little bull calf. He's starting to look kind of studly. He might make a bull. We'll have to see how things go here. He's spry. There's a nice little heifer calf there. That black one again. But here's this one, this N08's calf here. You can see she's just almost identical to her mom and her sister. It's just crazy. Some strong genes in that cow. She's been a really good cow. I got a bull calf out of that, or a bull out of that cow over at the other farm. He's got horns somehow, but he is just a tank. He's an absolute tank. Wish he didn't have horns. He'd be the top breeder. He's really good. But yeah. But no, just out and take a look at all these animals out here. See how check their condition. Always monitoring condition in the wintertime. You don't want them to start slipping on the condition, because when it starts getting cold, real cold. Look at that beaut right there. She's a good, nice cow. That's our breeding bull's mama right there. And yeah, I separate her out so she's not getting bred by her son. That's why we got multiple bulls. Thinking about buying another bull this year maybe, so I got 3. We'll see. Gotta get some advice on that. And then here's the heifer calf that come with that N08 cow. She's had 2 calves already now. She'll be on her 3rd calf this year. 2 nice bull calves she's had so far. One of them's up in Canada right now breeding cows. Well, he's probably got them all bred by now. But yeah, he's up making a living up in Inglis, Manitoba is where he's hanging out. Yeah, we got some stacking of the manure going on here. Some of this drier hay is a little bit harder to digest, but you can see some of the animals are quite a bit more efficient. Like you can see these manure pats here. I mean, they're processing that pretty well. I mean, that one's even pretty good. It's a little tall, but and then this one here. But then you can see right here, this one's stacking up. There's a little stacking going on here. Right here, it's loosening a little. I gave them a little extra wet wrapped hay to try to give them a little extra protein to it's not like hard, but it's, you know, see how big those, you can see all the fibers in there. That means they're not efficiently digesting their forage. There shouldn't be those long fibers in there. It should be a lot more fine. No dung beetles today, sorry. A little cold for dung beetles today. But yeah, so that's another thing you got to kind of look at when you're feeding hay in the wintertime is you want to be looking at the manure and making sure it's not stacking up on you. If it does, you need to give them some kind of supplement or something to keep that from happening. And then, if you can, you should almost be monitoring what animals are stacking up. And honestly, you should probably go on your cull list. If they're not able to make a living on the dry hay that you're giving them, the hay you're giving them out on pasture in the wintertime, that might not be an animal that you want on your farm. Because if they're not able to make a living on this hay and do it efficiently, then they're not going to efficiently graze your pastures either. They're going to be having a lot higher requirements, and that may lead to them being more selective in their grazing. Going after, there's the Scurd bull's baby sister right here. Another nice little heifer right there. She's got some scurs just like her big brother. Hopefully that's all the bigger they get, but she's pretty. She's a pretty little girl. Nice little calf there. Yeah, we were able to get some interior fence up before it got real cold. You can see right here we got our timeless posts. That black thing over there, that's a water point that I haven't got that finished up yet. I got a bunch of stuff I gotta do to make that happen. A bunch of cutting of foam and gluing and mount some jobes and water troughs and things like that. But yeah, working on things, trying to get things going, trying to get a little resting done too, because I'm just been shot from the work season. So trying to get some things done. Try not to get discouraged about all the stuff that has to be done still. There's still quite a bit. There always is. But, yeah. I don't know. I think overall the animals are looking pretty good overall. I think they're enjoying this warmer weather. Yeah, I think so. I'm enjoying this warmer weather. So it makes things a little easier. It's not below zero. Below zero, no good. There's that heifer again. Boy, she's a beaut. Yeah. But we can take a look at our interior fence system here real quick. We got our timeless posts. I got 3 strands. I think I'm going to do 4 in the future. I don't know. It's probably not necessary, but whatever. Just do it anyways. If it helps keep the calves in. On the other farm, I got 2 strands on my center fence, and sometimes the calves jump in between the 2 strands. Well, then they're out of the fence all day, and they haven't nursed all day, and because I'm not around till the evening to check things out. But yeah, so what the idea here is we got on a few of these we have these end posts in already. It's timeless New Zealand A-frames. Got them 20 feet away from this water point here. And what the plan is we're going to put some timeless H posts in right on either side of this water tank here. And then we're going to build some rope gates that go between that end post and here. That way we'll have a 20-foot gate on either side of our water point. That way we can open this up and get them over to this side over here, because I kind of got the farm split. This is facing north. We're going straight north this way. So this would be the west side all this would be on the west side over here. And then on this side be all the east that goes up to the neighbors in that corner, and then going up that trail goes all the way out to the road. If any of you are here for the grazing school, the water that we were using for the grazing school is way down there. It's another 500 feet down there. We've got another culvert poking out. This is what we got here. We got I think it's a 15-gallon tank, and then I mounted a Job in the bottom, Job Megaflow valve in the bottom. We've got 1.25 water line coming from the barn, way up on top of the hill, way up there. You can't see it, it's way up there. And so we got 1.25 line directionally bored underneath of this fence line. We had the water line in first, and we put the fence line on top. And then at each one of these culverts that go down in the ground, well, they were 10-foot culverts, and I cut a little bit off of them after we got them in, but I think the water line's at least 7 feet below grade here. And so I got a 1-inch line coming off a T on that 1.25 coming up to a manifold that I have a ball valve on, and then it goes to a garden hose adapter, and then I just have a short chunk of garden hose hanging off of that, and then attached to the ball valve so that I can pull the tank out. So I got a soft line on there so I can pull the tank out if I need to. And then inside the culvert I cut 2-inch foam into 3-inch strips, and then I inserted them in a piece of this culvert that I have at the shop, and I glued them with spray foam, used some tape to tape them together to kind of hold them in place, and then I spray foamed all the seams with a spray foam gun, and made a tube that's 4 feet tall. So there's a 2-inch thick styrofoam tube going down in the culvert there, insulating it from the sides. So underneath of there is just ground heat coming up. I don't know what ground heat is, 40 some degrees or something like that. But when it was real cold, it did freeze over. And you can see that there's tons of ice on there. This morning there was no ice. It was 30 degrees out. But I came up with a little fix. This thing right here. So what I did is I just took the scraps from cutting out. There's a plywood ring holding that water trough up inside there, and I used 4 pieces of treated plywood. So I have a bunch of these treated plywood circles hanging around, and so what I did is I just cut a piece of 2-inch foam the same size, and at night the guy can just come out here and put the cover on. There's a little ice built up, so it's sorry, throwing you all over the place, but yeah, I throw that on there. I did that the other night, and it was minus 10 overnight, and I came and I opened it up, and there wasn't hardly any ice. There was none to break, and it's just like having it froze over overnight, so it's not like a big deal. When you come out in the morning and pull it off there so they can drink. Yeah, you can see I just broke some of that ice off the side just now. That'll probably melt, honestly. So yeah, there's our water. I'm gonna do a better video on it later. I know there's a few people that wanted to see some more detail on that. So, and then I had been coming through right here with the bale unroller, but I got a water line underneath of here, and I don't want to drive the frost down and freeze my water line. That'll happen here in Minnesota. Frost will go 6-7 feet deep if it gets to the right conditions. But I got the Suzuki fixed up. Sorry, whipping the phone all over. To close this gate up. I just been coming through with the poly braid. I got my dead handles on there. This fence isn't hot. None of it's hot. This whole center thing is cold, but but they're staying in because there's no hay anywhere else. But yeah, just makeshift gate there. Then we got our nice tool here for feeding out the hay, Greg Judy bale and roller. Got the Suzuki Sidekick to pull it along. I'll show you what broke on this thing here. I gotta get new tabs, those are expired. But what happened is there was some bolts. I kind of was trying to rig this up so it only was bolted on there, and I cleaned the threads on the frame and run a tap through them and had it bolted together good, but so rusty they just kind of gave out and fell out. So what I ended up doing is I went over to a friend of mine's place. It's got a welder, and I took some steel and welded these tabs on here. And then I don't know if you can see up in there, but can you see that? Yeah, I welded them on up there to the body metal of the car. There's no frame, it's just a unibody. It's not no frame on this vehicle. But yeah, we got that all fixed up, and now we're in business with the Greg Judy bale and roller. It's a pretty handy unit. I don't know, a lot of people think I'm kind of goofy for using it, but I don't know, I like doing it, so whatever, I don't care. So but yeah, I suppose it's probably my longest video I've ever shot, and gonna put it out there, I guess, see if anybody's watching at the end. If anybody's still watching, thanks for watching, and throw me some ideas in the comments section of what we should talk about next, because I don't come up with that very easily. You guys make some suggestions and I'll see what I can do. But alright, everybody have a good day, and see you next time.